What's up, investors of crypto? This is your man, Crypto King Big Dan here from Investors of Crypto, coming at you live. Just wanted to talk tonight a little bit about the fact that apparently cryptocurrency and cryptocurrencies are considered securities in the state of Texas, and specifically with the businesses that offer investment packages, hedge funds, day trading services, etc. And that was a pretty big surprise to me. I had no idea, in this wild west of, non-regulated space that we're in, supposedly. But regulation is here, and it's real, and I'm not sure how it goes for your state, but from what I understand, there's about 35 states now that are considering these cryptocurrencies as securities, and I had no idea that my state was. Now, the reason that that's important to me is because I am the CEO of a cryptocurrency investment firm called Investors of Crypto, which, by the way, is ceasing and desisting all operations in the state of Texas, and until further notice, until we get up to compliance and regulations with the state, we will not be doing any business in the state of Texas or offering any services to anyone in Texas going forward until we have satisfied the compliance and registration needs with the State Securities Board. With that said, I do have partners around the globe that are part of my company who will still be doing plenty of business in their respective states, following the laws in their independent states, of course, doing everything by the book. But as far as Texas is concerned, it is no longer the Wild West, and there is a new sheriff in town. And I just thought that was interesting. So for anybody that didn't know that cryptocurrencies were actually considered securities by law, at least in the state of Texas, I've pulled up on the screen here, which you all can see, the actual Texas Securities Act as it was amended in 2017. Coincidentally. So we go down to section, bear with me here, guys. We go down to section 4. I just think this is really important for everybody to see. Definitions. And it says, the following terms shall, unless the context otherwise indicates, have the following respective meanings. Gotta love it. Alright, so here we go. The term security or securities shall include any limited partner interest in a limited partnership, share, stock, treasury stock, stock certificate, under a voting trust agreement, collateral trust certificate, equipment trust certificate, pre-organization, certificate or receipt, subscription or reorganization certificate, I don't know what any of those are, note, bond, debenture, mortgage certificate, or other evidence of indebtedness. Any form of commercial paper, certificate, in or under a profit-sharing or participation agreement, certificate, or any instrument representing any interest in sharing or participation agreement. Excuse me, that's a mouthful. Certificate, or any instrument representing any interest in or under an oil, gas or mining lease, fee or title, or any certificate or instrument representing or secured by an interest in any or all of the capital, property, assets, profits of earnings. See, there you go. I think that's the one that brings crypto into the loop here. Profits or earnings of any company, investment contract, or any other instrument commonly known as a security, whether similar to those herein referred to or not. The term applies regardless of whether the security or securities are evidenced by a written instrument, provided, however, that this definition shall not apply to any insurance policy. Yeah, of course the insurance companies get a little leeway there, don't they? Go figure. Endowment, annuity contracts, agreement, relation, consequence. Okay. A consequence of any such policy or contract issued by an insurance company subject to the supervision or control of the Texas Department of Insurance, blah, 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 blah. So again, nothing about cryptocurrency specifically other than the warning letter I got from the Securities Board, which I'm acting on as we speak by ceasing and desisting my operations in Texas. I'm actually meeting with them Wednesday to see how I can, become compliant with the law in Texas, as I had no idea there was anything pertaining to, transacting business in the crypto world. So, there's a whole lot of good stuff here. The term person and company shall include a corporation, person, joint stock company, partnership, limited partnership, blah, 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 blah. If you're in business and you're offering investments, you're a security, buddy. Basically what they're saying. The term dealer shall include every person or company other than an agent who engages this in the state, either for or part of his time directly through an agent in selling, offering for sale or delivery, soliciting subscriptions or orders for, undertaking, dispose of. You can read it if you want to read it. I'm not going to sit here and read it all because it's pretty darn long. So that was the first thing, okay? And this will be especially helpful to those that are cryptocurrency, investment business owners. I didn't realize. Now, there are some exemptions, and you can Google the exemptions, specifically Texas Securities Act exemptions. You can do business with under, 35 non-accredited investors, basically meaning non-rich man investors, the common man, and, you can deal with as many accredited investors as you want. The rich folks, you can have as many of them as you want. But my goal is to somehow introduce this to the common man. So that's what I have to, work hard to be able to do here. I got to overcome this obstacle, legality, registrations, licenses. I mean, if I have to get a Series 7, Series 6, Series 66, whatever, I'll do it. Crypto's my passion. I'm just trying to, understand the hows and whys of, the legal system as it pertains to crypto, because it doesn't seem like it's very clear for many of us right now. So also something that I thought you guys might find interesting in the cease and desist order says respondents are violating Section 7 of the Securities Act by offering securities for sale in Texas at a time when they are not registered with the Securities Commissioner. Well, let's go down to Section 7. Excuse me. Section 7. Here's Section 6. Exempt securities. I got to spend a lot of time there. See if anything that I'm doing can be exempted. But here we go. Permanent registration issue by commissioner, information for issuance of permanent or registration. No dealer or agent shall sell or offer any securities for sale after September 6, 1955, except those which should be registered by notification under Section B, coordination, blah, 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 blah. Basically saying that you have to be a registered dealer as attested by a security or partner of the state here. Let's see here. So that's basically saying, hey, dude, you're doing business without a registration. You didn't pay us. We need your money, and we need you to follow the law because you're breaking the law. And, of course, I don't want to break the law. I had no clue crypto was a security, but I'm learning that the hard way right now. And I'm hoping to help a few other people avoid this nightmare as I go through it. So it says we were in violation of Section 7, which, obviously if I'm offering a security I didn't register, I get that. Now, let's see what Section 12 is. That's the other one that we are violating. Let's see. Section 12. Registration of persons selling securities or rendering investment advice. All right. Basically says no agent shall, on behalf of any dealer, offer for sale, or make any sale of securities within the state unless registered as an agent for a particular registered dealer under the Provisions Act. All right. Once again, it would have been nice to know that crypto was a security before the government agency came knocking on my door. But fortunately, they're actually being very reasonable about it. And I'm meeting with them Wednesday, and they're going to tell me everything I need to know in order to be in compliance, including any possible restructuring methods to, possibly get an exemption or something. So we could keep going through this Securities Act for the next 12 hours if we wanted to, because there is a lot of stuff in here. And I've been reading on it now for almost 2 days, constantly, which is, That's quite interesting. Hey, you know what? If this if the regulation is here, and apparently it is in Texas, that's great. At least they're protecting consumers. They're protecting consumers from being ripped off in a Ponzi scheme or from illegitimate business practices or dishonest people. And that's fine, because I'm not a dishonest person. I have a wife, 3 kids, and it's my dream to be a pioneer in the crypto space, and it's particularly in the realm of bringing the average Joe, the poor and the middle class, to the investment world. I'm happy to help the rich man too, but more so, trying to really educate the poor and the middle class and open these doors for them. So that's what I'll be working on with these licenses and registrations and compliances. But until that's complete, there won't be any business done in the state of Texas, that is for sure. Not by me or any of my partners. No doubt about that. Hopefully I can get through this process quickly. Hopefully, it's just a Series 7 or a Series 66 or whatever it must be. They offer a lot of protection to the purchasers of securities. You can read about that. But you know what, guys? The part that gets me, as the business, something that it's like, okay, I get it. You're protecting people from Ponzi's, and that's great. But if we're going to regulate it, why don't we regulate the whole thing? Like, can we get insurance, right? If we're going to, as businesses, if we're going to get regulated and we're going to register and get licenses and pay the fees, there's nobody insuring this right now. So I could take in $100 million in a hedge fund for someone legally if I, was in compliance, hypothetically. Any company could. But if the exchange gets hacked or you lose your cold storage wallet and you forget your mnemonic passphrase, you don't have any backups, the money's gone. Like, there's no protection for the businesses right now. And to be quite honest, there's zero protection for the investors. So it's great that our state securities board are making sure that everybody's registered, paid their fees, operating legally in accordance to the right licenses and registrations and such, and not misleading or defrauding anyone. I think that's great. But how do we regulate the safety for the consumer in the exchanges? You're operating with a professional acting as a third party on your behalf, the investment firm, protecting you. But what happens when you're on your own and you lose your keys? You just lose your money. You can't be insured for this. We need some regulation on that. You can get insured on everything else in the world, but not this. My IRS is calling this an asset, a personal property. You have to pay capital gains tax on it. And then in New York, they're calling Bitcoin a commodity. And now in Texas, they're calling it a security. And it's like, shit. I mean, I don't have a legal degree, but it's pretty confusing, I thought I had dotted all my I's and crossed all my T's, when I started this business. But apparently not. I'm going to have to go back and talk to my lawyers and see what's going on here, for the state of Texas specifically. I know that they have ordered, state of Texas has ordered cease and desist orders to BitConnect, which is great because they turned out to be a scam, and also a company called Davercoin, which I know nothing about, other than their value went way down after this happened with the state of Texas. So I'm a Texas resident. I'm a proud Texan. I work downtown in municipal areas. I have a lot of friends down there, and I've been in Austin for many years now, so I have good relationships with the community, thank God. But it's tough working with these regulatory committees, sure is. But luckily for me, they're going to be working with me and helping me out, so that's great. But really, guys, the takeaway from this, sorry for babbling on so much, is that cryptos are securities, all right? The SEC might not have stamped it on their foreheads yet, but cryptocurrencies are securities, especially in the state of Texas. And guys, if you're out there operating a business or a quote-unquote hedge fund or a digital asset array or whatever it is that you're doing, make damn sure that you are registered and licensed with your state securities board, or at least call them and see if it's necessary for you to do in your state, because you don't want these people knocking on your door. I mean, they can take everything you own if you're doing something bad. So be careful. Sometimes you don't have to do anything bad intentionally. You just have to be ignorant to the cause and ignorant to the law. They don't care if you're breaking the law unknowingly. If you're breaking the law, you're breaking the law. So that was my takeaway. I'll be doing everything I can to become compliant. But there you go, guys. Regulation is here. It wasn't as far away as everybody thought. This whole myth about it, everything's decentralized, no third party, there's no regulation, it's the Wild West, do whatever you want. That's bullshit. I think that's a popular rumor online, but it bears no truth in the business world. So just